Welcome back to the Shred the Spread podcast. I'm your host, Jared. Coming off of our bye week, obviously didn't go up or down in the contest. We're sitting at 119th out of 6,000. Now it is time to grind. No weeks off. We must make 5 picks against the spread every single week from here on out. But before we dig into this week's slate, let me bring on my co-host, my right-hand man, my dude. I know what's going on, man. Welcome back.
What's going on, my guy? Back at it again off of a bye week. Feel nice and refreshed. Feel me? Nice little calm week. I could just sit back and, still sweat some bets out. But, for the contest sake, I was able to relax and, had a nice peace of mind this past week. I'm ready to dive back in again. So let me get my shovel and let's start digging through these goddamn these lines, man.
Yeah, so we gave it a break for a week. Obviously, we still gave our 5 favorite-ish picks, not necessarily even our favorite. That was the reason why we took the bye in the first place. Looks like we did a great job. Good read on the bye. These games were just all over the place. These huge spreads are just hard to read. Believe it or not, Donnell, we actually made progress during our bye week. So the average participant in our contest had a losing week. That's always good. We dodged a bullet. Shout out to us. But now it is time to grind.
All right, here we go. So in all likelihood, Deshaun Jackson's going to at least get a return. Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding? Way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry. That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
So let's kick it off week 9 with the Thursday night game. Just brief disclosure, the lines are not available for whatever reason in the contest yet. I have no idea. They were getting these out so early, but we are going to be using the current DraftKings line for our contest lines for today. Keep in mind that our contest lines are at half point. So for example, the first game that we're covering has a line of 3. This will either be 2.5 or 3.5 in the contest. The games that we're most likely not going to play in the contest, we're just going to go over briefly anyway, so the spread's not going to matter that much. But games we go into more detail, that will be a deciding factor when it comes Friday when we make our picks. So if we like it, if it was 2.5 and it ends up being 3.5, that may sway us off. So just getting that out of the way. But now let's start off on Thursday. We have the Tennessee Titans traveling to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Will Levis getting the nod after I think he had more passing touchdowns last game than Ryan Tannehill had all season. Yep. Resurged the DeAndre Hopkins. Shout out to him because he's in my fantasy team and he was the reason I won last week. But nevertheless, we've got the rookie quarterback on the road traveling to Pittsburgh. The rumor is Kenny Pickett is going to play. Apparently, he was telling reporters in the locker room he was going to play. So I'll take his word for it. If it's coming from the source, I'll believe it. But not 100% sure on that yet. So we got the Steelers at home -3. This obviously will not be a contest play for us because this is the Thursday game. We give out our picks on Friday. So we'll just briefly go over this. Vrabel is a dog. We always like that trend. But Mike Tomlin at home, you kind of like that too. Do you have any thoughts on this game?
No, my only thoughts is it's kind of like the same identical situation. Same identical teams, good, pretty decent defenses. Then they got young quarterbacks who, now, like I said, Will Levis is probably going to make his first start, and he did sling the ball all across the field. So I guess that's kind of like the benefiting factor here. I know it's only 1 week or 3 quarters, whatever you want to call it, but at least I've seen a Titans offense that kind of showed some explosion a little bit, Being able to spread the ball downfield to DeAndre Hopkins was huge last week. I'm pretty sure I caught the opponents off guard and the Pittsburgh Steelers would be ready for it. But at the end of the day, man, like you said, man, if anything, I would lean Vrabel as a dog with a little bit more explosive offense. And even when Kenny Pickett comes back, their offense has not found it together yet.
Yeah, especially in a game that the total set at 37. That's who's watching that shit, right? Especially on Amazon Prime. You gotta go out your way to watch it. Yeah, I feel like low spreads favor the dog, but this game could be 6-10. So who knows? Hopefully we get some Will Levis magic. I would love to see him go out there and keep lighting it up. It looks like there's no Minkah, right? No Minkah for this game.
No Minkah at all.
I was about to
actually. I'll double check, but no, I don't think there's Minkah this week.
Yeah, I think last thing I saw was it looks like Minkah was not going to be ready to go. So that does give an opportunity for Will Levis if he wants to take shots downfield. You're losing one of their biggest pieces in the secondary. So yeah, I agree with you. I say I lean the dog, but this is one of those. The the under is so low, it's like making me want to play the under because 37, primetime unders have been hitting at a ridiculous rate this year. I guess I'll just ride with the trend. So I'll play a little bit on the under. I'll play a little bit on the Titans. You're not going to expect anything crazy for this team from either of these teams. Explosive plays. I think, if you're going to give a shot, obviously Levis, maybe you're riding off the hot horse from last week.
Hey, Jared, if the Titans win this week, I got a nice little fun bet for us. If the Titans win this week, I'll drink that coffee and mayo bullshit Will Lowe's be doing.
Oh my God. What the hell?
That nasty shit.
Yeah,
I'm about to try it though. If he wins, I'll try it. If he wins, I'll try it. I swear to God. I swear to God. I you know how crazy I am. You know I get it.
I know you're crazy. All right. I'll hold you to it. Let's go Titans. We're going to the Germany game, first one of the season. The Miami Dolphins are traveling. Well, I guess both of them are traveling. Chiefs and Dolphins are both traveling to Germany to face off. And the current line for this game has the Dolphins plus 1.5. This opened up at 2.5. Now, there is very limited stats, obviously, because there's not been many games here. But I think I saw something combining with the London stats and the Germany stats that the team that arrives earlier hits at like 65% against the spread. I think there's been some sharp money coming in on the Dolphins. Immediately when I saw this line, I was like, Patrick Mahomes, awful loss under a field goal. How do we not play that?
Right.
But I know something just looks off with this Chiefs offense.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell it. The stats don't necessarily say it, but the eye test, it fails the eye test very vividly. So, we've got the Dolphins facing off against the Chiefs, and their defense has been, pretty stout. Like, what do you like in this game?
I'm trending towards the Dolphins direction. Also, turning the fact that, Jalen Ramsey has played really well last week. He gives that defense a different element. And then you put alongside Jalen Johnson, who might be out there in this week too. Like I said, there's still, questions about that, see if he'll play or not. But if Jalen Johnson can get out there, you're talking about a well-improved secondary within 2 weeks. And the fact that the Chiefs just struggle to just finish, that's the biggest thing that you got from here. They just struggled to finish. And against this Dolphins team, I get the Chiefs defense has been playing well, but against this Dolphins offense, you're going to have to finish drives, man. And that's just why it's a little bit scary on this regard. But you best believe I'm leaning more towards Dolphins here. Like I said, man, the secondary's improved. They're finally getting their swag back. Javon Holland is back from concussion protocol alongside with Jalen Ramsey and Jalen Johnson. Yeah, it's going to be tough for Patrick Mahomes. He is Patrick Mahomes. He can do whatever the fuck he wants, but he has to finish drives, and that's the one thing he's gonna have to do if he's gonna finish this game. And it's kind of hard to tell if he'll be able to or not. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it's just because this isn't the same team, same scheme as the last few years. That's what's making me hesitate to play the Chiefs under a field goal. It's not like we have home field advantage. They're not in Arrowhead. Obviously, both these teams are traveling overseas. But the stat, I guess I should have given the team that got there first. The stat earlier I gave was the team that gets there earlier in the week usually covers the spread at a higher rate than the team that gets there later. Well, the Dolphins are getting there about a day and a half earlier than the Chiefs. So maybe that plays, just that huge time difference. And obviously you have the Chiefs traveling from the middle of the United States to Germany, and you have the Dolphins on the East Coast. So they're saving, 2 to 3 hours of travel time on top of that. So I don't know how much of that compounds and, makes its way, to our game script. However, this is one we definitely need to look into more because I think I lean a little bit towards the Chiefs and you're on the Dolphins. Most likely won't play this in the contest. We'll have to dig into it a little bit more. Maybe we'll come to a side.
Let me give you a little stat though, to kind of piggyback of what I said earlier. The red zone offense this year, the Miami Dolphins are number one, 75% touchdowns, and scored a touchdown in 74.19% of their drives. The Kansas City Chiefs are 17th at 51.61%. In their last 3 games, they're 33.33%. That is wild. So that's gonna be my kicker there. So we're gonna see, man. Can they finish those drives, bro?
But this is kind of the same thing I was feeling when I took the Eagles as one of my biggest bets of the year. Mm-hmm. The Dolphins defense is a team that you want to get right against. So, right. That's the kind of theory I was leaning with the Eagles Eagles offense because they were struggling in the red zone. Maybe the Chiefs figured it out. I have no idea. The total has it as a shootout. So, maybe this is just whoever has last ball or the ball last wins. And if that's the case, I kind of want Mahomes with the ball. So regardless, this is going to be this is probably one of the games of the week. It sucks that it's so early and not a prime time.
Right. I know,
I guess
right?
it technically is a prime time. It's like prime morning. But regardless, this may not be in our contest. So let's go ahead and move on. We've got the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Baltimore. Right now, the current line is 6. So Ravens -6. The total for this game is 44. They're in Baltimore. Ravens have looked good. See, this one, I feel like your gut instinct is to take the points with Seattle, but I don't know if I could just do that. Right. I think this Baltimore team has just played at such a substantial level. Lamar Jackson has just been clicking on all cylinders. The run game looks good. The defense looks pretty good. They obviously gave up that backdoor cover to the Cardinals last week, which but the Seahawks are kind of in the same boat. They are trying to take, lead of the division. Shit, they might have the lead of the division after the Niners just lost. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. The Niners are 5-3.
Yeah. So
4-3.
The Seahawks are trying to, extend their lead against the Niners. So this is a game that they want to really get out there and claw for. I'm not sure if I can take the Seahawks in the spot. I think I like the Ravens. What about you?
Nah, I'm with you, buddy. Like I said, now is the time where the Ravens are going to start clicking, and they have, man. Like I said, they really have taken off on the offensive end. When they start catching the ball, this offense looks really damn near unstoppable. They haven't even, like, the Lamar Jackson run threat has even been a thing recently, the last week, and to have that threat still there, that's scary. You dropping 31 points. I mean, at any point in any game, and then you still have another facet of your offense that you haven't even utilized to the most extent. It looks really good right now, man. Like I said, it's everything that I hope for with Todd Monken getting there. He deserves flowers. He deserves credit for what he's done so far. And this is no crack to Seattle. Seattle's a good team, but can that defense hold up against Lamar Jackson and boys? That's going to be tough to see. And we already know if you can stop the run in Seattle, you kind of got them at a one-dimensional state. And that secondary is good on the back end. So, you best believe it. I am leaning more towards Ravens here.
Yeah. Especially Ravens at home. They just cover a lot of the boxes that you're looking for. So I think early lean definitely on the Ravens. Let's move on to an interesting game. Probably won't touch this just because the number is really high and we're not even getting Justin Fields. Spoiler, it's the Bears plus 8.5 going to the Saints. Historically, Derek Carr as a favorite is the worst quarterback against the spread the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So how can you lay 8.5 with the Saints? Well, it's because they're playing a D2 quarterback. Obviously, the Bears get Montez Sweat, so a little bit of pass rush. That doesn't help the Saints case whatsoever. But I don't think I could comfortably take the Bears here. Like the Saints could score 14 points and potentially cover this number. Their defense is that good. So definitely a game that I'm probably going to stay away from. You just don't know what you're going to get from each of these teams that show up. We kind of lean the under here, under 41. Do you like anything from here?
The under. That's about it. The under. Like I said,
it's a bad football game.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's a bad makeup. Like you said, the Saints should be able to go in here and handle business. They're at home in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like this speaks Saints, Saints get right spot. I mean, getting putting up 17 points and the Bears putting up 6. With 3. But like I said, man, it's like I said, with the way the football's going now and the inconsistency with the Saints at times, it scares me. It honestly scares me. Just sit back, enjoy, watch the game. That's the kind of my best advice. The under is definitely like the best play that you can think of here.
Well, we're in agreement with that. Let's move on to this, I think, another ugly game. Probably won't be touching. The Cardinals plus 8 traveling to Cleveland. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think I like the Browns here. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Obviously, I think it's just the fact that Josh Dobbs was given that team a chance with James Conner. Neither of them are there. So we've got a player on the Cardinals. Shit, I remember his damn name. He's never played a snap in the NFL. The quarterback that they're running
Clayton
out there.
Tune.
It looks like Tune. That's who it is.
Clayton
Tune.
Yep, that's the rookie they drafted.
Yeah.
Yep.
So never played a snap in the NFL. Going against potentially one of the best, if not the best defense, and definitely one of the best pass rushes. So you're giving a guy who's not even up to the speed against a defense that's going to be flying around the field. They may not score points in this game, Donnell. They may not score points. The Cardinals may get shut out here. Actually, might be sprinkling that. I'll probably sprinkle the Cardinals to score the least amount of points this week. I think that's got crazy value, regardless of what it is. But with that being said, I think I like the Browns here. I think we're getting them at. I don't know if there's going to be 7.5 or 8.5 in the contest. Regardless, I don't think it's enough. I think this should be 10. And we've seen PJ Walker can go out there and and win games. Like he beat the Niners. So I just don't think there's a number high enough that the Browns wouldn't be able to cover this with their defense alone. I think I'm on the Browns.
All right, facts. And I'm with the Browns too. And I'm really about to talk shit here. Hopefully this doesn't backfire on me. The ceiling of the Cardinals offense this week is literally double-digit passing yards, Justin Fields type, or -9 yards, fucking New York Giants last week type. Like that is probably the ceiling and the floor of that offense next week against. Come on, bro. Do I even got to say it? That one of the best defense in the league, Myles Garrett. Come on now. It was just Halloween. He's about to scare Clinton Tune to death now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the only tune that quarterback's going to hear is his bell getting fucking rung. Literally. Literally. So buckle up. I mean, hey guys, just buckle up. I like the Browns -8. It's up to you if you want to play it with the points, but if you want to be honest with you, I think I've been right so far. I've said 2 teams that wouldn't make 17. I don't feel like this Cardinal team would get 9. So it'll be about 6 to 9 points.
Yeah, this is going to be a how close can we get for our kicker to kick a 80-yard field goal? Is the wind blowing in our direction? Do you think we can get some points here? Let's try not to get shut out. I really think the Cardinals are going to be playing this game not to get shut out because we know what the Browns defense was doing at the beginning of the year. I mean, the first 3 games there was like 1 play. No, the first 3 games there were 0 plays ran in the red zone on defense. Every touchdown was a defensive touchdown from the opposing team, like the Steelers, or it was a 1 deep bomb to George Pickens. So that's it. Like that Browns defense is stout. They're going to make him think. And the worst thing you could do as a rookie quarterback is think too much. So give me the Browns all damn day. Let's travel to Atlanta. The Vikings are traveling to Atlanta. Vikings 4.5 road dogs. Looks like Desmond Ridder got benched. I don't know. I got to check that source. I don't know if you have a...
No, his ass got benched. His ass got benched.
So that is going to keep me off this because if it was Desmond Ridder, you guys know I would be all over the Vikings here. Regardless of who the quarterback is for the Vikings, you got Jordan Addison, who's just looking like a nightmare out there. But Taylor Heinicke getting the start, that's not a quarterback I want to bet against. This guy goes into every single game. He puts his body on the line. He's a hustler. He's a playmaker. He's a baller. I don't want to bet against him. So I also don't want to bet on the Falcons. The team, you just never know what they're going to expect. And there's just too much speed and playmaking on the Vikings side. They keep games close that they shouldn't even be in the first place. Obviously, Kirk Cousins not being there hurts a lot. I'll probably be off Donnell, maybe lean the Falcons, but laying 4.5. I don't know. They're at home. I'd probably lay the 4.5. I think I like Heinicke in the spot, but I definitely don't think I'm touching this for our contest.
Hey, man, I'm with you. I'm not touching for the contest, but you already know I'm going to back my boy Heinicke with 4.5 if I'm going to lean anywhere. I mean, at home, he's from Georgia. I know his family going to be out there to watch his first start in Atlanta, playing for his home team that he grew up watching. I mean, what beats a better moment than that against a Kirk Cousins-less, Justin Jefferson-less Vikings offense? And the defense is not that great either. I mean, boy, like I said, it's not a contest play because, anything happens. And Jordan Addison is a dog. I'm glad we're finally seeing it. He's a dog. And like I said, them Vikings receivers just know how to make it happen. But no, I'm backing my boy here. My boy, I can at least say Taylor Heinicke was won 8 games in the regular season. So I'm pretty sure he can go up and, at home, in his home state and do his thing, honestly.
Yeah, he's going to do whatever he can to put his team in a winning position. So
175 passing yards, and he came in the middle of the game. I mean,
we don't expect anything less out of him.
Right.
Let's stay in that division with the Buccaneers traveling. Well, I guess it's not a divisional game, but the Buccaneers are in the same division, traveling to Houston. Buccaneers plus 2.5. That number just seems wrong, and it makes me want to back the Buccaneers. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know, right?
I don't know. Like the last few games, CJ Stroud has definitely not been as efficient. We're getting a buy low spot on the Buccaneers. I don't know, man. Like this one just seems a little fishy. I think I would roll with the Buccaneers here just because of recency bias that CJ Stroud has just not been converting in the red zone. And the difference between the Texans, the first beginning of the season on 3rd down, their average distance, 3rd and distance was like 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4. Now they're up to like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. They've dropped to, I think I saw something where they're like bottom 8 in 3rd down percentage the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that's huge. Like that just shows, I don't know if it's they're getting greedier with the plays downfield. Dameon Pierce obviously was non-existent last week. I think he had like 20 some rushing yards or 30, whatever it was. And he had several attempts. So I don't like this spot for the Texans. I think this is another spot where the Texans get caught sleeping. They lost last week to the Panthers. I think they get got again. I kind of like the Buccaneers in the spot.
Yes, sir. You're talking about a team with a rookie quarterback and a struggling running game against a defense that is strong against the run. You know what I'm saying? And let's not get things twisted here. You know, Baker Mayfield in this offense isn't really explosive, but they can put up points, man. You know what I'm saying? They could put up 17, 20. You know what I'm saying? And with the way this Texans offense has been, how to operate as of lately, everybody's been kind of high on them to start the season. But understand, this is also a rookie quarterback at the end of the day, too. There's highs and lows. His highs was really high in the beginning. Now you're starting to see the lows. Now you're starting to see the downcline trend. Now you're starting to see teams actually scheming better around C.J. Stroud in that offense. And like you said, all credit to Nico Collins and Tank Dell in them, but that was, there's lack of talent on the outside. You can't deny that. There's lack of talent on the outside to kind of help him out. C.J. Stroud, like I said, has played well. I give him credit for the first few games. It was a great surprise, elegant surprise, but now these defenses and teams are now catching up to you. They're going to scheme for you. And honestly, this Tampa Bay team a couple weeks ago was definitely in the race to be the leading of the division. And this defense is still, like I said, I wouldn't say great, but still like good enough to actually win this division as it is. So plus 2.5, you shitting me? I'll take it.
I think the Buccaneers win this game. I think this is a good spot for them. So I'm glad you agree with me there because I think the public is all over the Texans.
Yeah, recent bias in a way in their own right.
All right, Donnell. We have the Washington Commanders traveling to New England to face off against the Patriots. I gotta say it.
Good.
Patriots minus 2.5, 3.5, whatever it is. I love the Patriots this week. Why does that number make sense? Like, okay, I get it. They're kind of selling house. You're losing Chase Young and Montez Sweat. Obviously, that's huge. But this number, like the books hung that number. They hung 3 before there was trades. Maybe they knew there was trades coming. Maybe there was obviously books are kind of getting word before a lot of us do. But that number right there before they even got traded, I already locked it in. I already bet it. I bet Patriots minus 2.5 when they first hung that number because I was like, what do the books know? Why are the Patriots almost 3-point favorites against the Commanders that just looked so good against the Eagles? Boom. That's what it was. Obviously, the fire sale. But with that being said, I still think this is a good spot for the Patriots just because of how inconsistent that Commanders defense is. And Sam Howell is such a bungee cord quarterback. One week he's thrown for 340. The next week he's thrown for 124 interceptions. And I think this is the week where Bill Belichick schemes up perfectly against him and he struggles to get the ball downfield. So I really like the Patriots for the spot, potentially a contest play.
And honestly, as funny as this sounds, I don't blame you. And I kind of back you in this, only concerning the fact that it's the coaching matchup.
Yeah, I think Riverboat Ron needs to hop in his boat and go down the stream.
Oh, no, he's already down there.
He needs to follow McDaniels.
Yeah, no, he will. He's facing the waterfall right now. That boat is about to go right down to the bottom. It's ridiculous. The coaching matchup is a glaring spot. Like I said, I do like Eric Bieniemy and his offensive genius, but at the end of the day, this man's been Bill Belichick has been doing this for a while now. Granted, I think they're still without Judon. Christian Gonzalez isn't playing still, but this defense still has pride. They played the Bills well just a few weeks ago. They played really well again last week. And I'm gonna explain the line to you. The reason why the line hasn't changed since after that trade is no matter what you say, the defense is still going to be that same exact defense, no matter what. But like they've struggled all year with Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So why would you change the line with them both going? If anything, I'm gonna give you a crazy stat, bro. In 2001, without Chase Young and or Montez Sweat in the lineup, the Washington defense has only given up 17.5 points per game.
Wow.
17.5 points per game without Chase Young and or Montez Sweat. That's why I'm skeptical here. I don't know what it is. It's the reason why I want to bring this up too. The reason why Chase Young, specifically Chase Young, got traded, and I love Chase. It was the discipline. Gap discipline was Who? That's what opens up all those a lot of those run lanes. That's what opens up with a lot of mobility to go outside and make extend plays. And I'm not going to say Montez Sweat wasn't guilty of it either, because Montez Sweat definitely was. But Chase Young, when you get back in the situation, you was a number 2 pick. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get back at it. You're trying to make those big plays. You're trying to get back to it, and you're trying to force it to the point where you're making things worse for yourself. And credit to him. Credit to the 49ers. They still got a great, remarkable talent who's still going to be able to learn and really grow. And that might be a change that he needs. But this defense has failed to produce as it is. All right. And I'm done talking about the Commanders, because at the end of the day, we all know what this is. Another fail of talent, another mediocre type season, and another coach going down to the wayside. All right. But we'll see here. Like I said, this definitely might be a contest play in favor of the Patriots because of that. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. We'll talk more about it. And we'll
look into it more. We're not going to lock anything in.
Right.
The total's sitting at 40.5. I'll probably be on that under.
Now that I agree with.
I think not just because that I think Sam Howell has a bad game doesn't mean that I don't think Mac Jones is good. I don't think Mac Jones put up 24 points. So I think it's going to be an ugly grind out game. I don't know. We have to dig into this a little bit more. I think my favorite play in this game is the under for book wise, but we'll figure something out for the contest.
Right. There you go.
So let's move on to a game where obviously it's going to be hard to talk about now because we're not going to have too much information about it. And that's the Rams and the Packers. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with Matthew Stafford. He's a little banged up. That's probably why they're plus 3.5. They really don't know who the quarterback's going to be. Obviously, last week, dead wrong on the Packers. I just thought that for line was wrong. Well, it wasn't. So the public wins again. But regardless, this is a game I really can't say much about right now just because we need some more information. I don't know. I really don't have much to say about this. Do you have anything?
No, nothing really to say about this matchup as a whole. But if you want to just preview what happened last week, the Packers completely disappointed. That was very disappointing. What was that offense? Reds get to the red zone, turn about, like, come on, man. Like, the Packers train who was on early this year has went to the wayside, bro. That we can stop that train now. As far as the Rams, Cooper Kupp held to minimum to none, even with Matthew Stafford in the game to start out, and then when he got out, it was completely over from that point. So, like you said, bro, it's a bum fuck. So we rather
stay away.
Yep.
All right, man. I might shock you with this one. We got the Colts and the Panthers. Panthers at home. Give me the Panthers plus 2.5. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Okay. It doesn't. I think the public is still out on this Panthers team. We're getting the Panthers at home. I think Bryce Young is starting to find his footing. He looked better than CJ Stroud last week. And here's I don't know. Thielen has this
knack
dynamic.
Yeah,
this offense where he just is. Bryce Young just finds him. Like he fits the ball in these windows. And that's the thing about Bryce Young. He can fit the ball in those tight windows. And I don't know. Like, I feel like he's starting to find his footing. And I feel like we're like the Colts. Like, what are we talking about? Like, the Colts are not that good. Like their running offense is a little bit, it's subpar to be honest. Anthony Richardson not being there is what the missing piece is, because Gardner Minshew, you don't know what you're getting from him either. Like he could be a turnover machine one game, and then the next game he is, Tom Brady. So I don't know what to expect from that Colts team, but I just think this is a momentum play for the Panthers. I like that they're at home. I like that they're coming off of a win. I think they have, like, Bryce Young getting that win under his belt finally. I think that's what starts the progress. Okay, we got to win. Why did we win? How did we win? How do we win next week? Like, I think those are the questions that's being asked in the locker room right now. I think that just that sigh of relief, like the weight probably has just lifted off of his shoulders tremendously. I think this is a perfect week to back the Panthers.
And I don't blame you for that, especially when the team that they're going against gave up 38, 39, and 37. I'm sorry, 37, 38, 39. I might as well went in fucking order. It wasn't order of the games, but yeah, 37, 38, and 39. What are we talking about? Like you said, Josh. Bryce Young has showed a lot of improvement. Like I said, he definitely surprised me last week. I'm not saying that it was a dynamic performance, but you can definitely see glimpses of where he's starting to figure it out, find it. Adam Thielen's just been a machine. He's been a machine for Bryce Young. exceptional all year. All right. He's been Mr. Consistent. He's been like the handle guy. And here's what I will say about this Panthers team. This Panthers defense, they can actually play defense right now. I mean, it's better than I have a better feel with this defense than I do with the Colts right now, obviously. So no, I don't blame you, man. Like I said, at home too, plus 2.5. You're not in the dome. Hey, listen, like hey, crazy things have happened. But like I said, we'll talk more about that. Like I said, I'm gonna dig deeper into that. But I can see it. I can definitely see it. I can tell you that.
Okay. Well, glad we agree there.
I said I can see it. I didn't say we agree. I said I can see it. All right. Don't change words.
All right, cool.
Around.
So, yeah. So I mean, I heard what I heard. It's all good.
It's all right. Player.
Pimp. All right, dude. Listen, vote to skip Giants Raiders.
Oh, I mean,
looks like Daniel Jones coming back. You know what? This would be the fucking week that you should take the Raiders. Honestly, like
literally, just off of hype alone. He's gone.
I should just fucking put my car on the Raiders just in honor of the firing of Josh McDaniels. Also, just side note, guys, we have to come up with we were the Anti-Raiders podcast. We are unfortunately no longer part of that cult.
There we go.
If you have any suggestions or recommendations, please feel free to DM us on Twitter at @ShredTheSpread_. Maybe we'll put a poll out. We have to find a new team to hate on. Unfortunately, the Raiders have been lifted of that freedom. But regardless, what is the side here? Is it the Raiders? Is it the Giants? I don't think I could take the Giants just because obviously Tyrod got hurt. That the third string quarterback who came in, I can't remember his goddamn name. The dude, all he wants to do is run and run and run.
I don't know. I don't know what his name is. But all I know is they had -9.
Yeah, whatever. Screw that guy. But I don't know. I just can't back this Raiders team. I've got to see a week with the difference in the offense and the coaching. I'll just go ahead and say most likely going to skip.
Bro, you know how this goes every time. When you get rid of a cancer, boy, you ring that bell. You ring that bell all day long. And on top of that, the interim coach who's replacing Josh McDaniels used to play for the Giants. Extra motivation.
Good nugget. And you know
Pierce
what?
Used to be the middle linebacker for the Giants back in the early 2000s. Yep.
You're right. And last time they fired their head coach, Rich Pisach, went out there and was.
They ran.
We remember. Good nugget. This might have to be a contest. Yo, write that down. We might have to put this in the contest. That's a really good information.
Yes,
you guys don't get this anywhere else besides the Shred the Spread podcast. The only reason we know so much about the Raiders because we hate the Raiders. Now let's move on to one of the games of the week. There's a lot of good games, but one of the games of the week, but the NFC East battle, the Dallas Cowboys traveling to Philadelphia.
Let's go, baby.
3-point spread. It looks like this is going to be 2.5 in the contest just based off of the juice. No, this looked like it might be 3.5. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. This looks like this will be 2.5 in the contest based off the juice. Dude, I mean,
what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about, bro? Come on.
Listen. The only problem is they're not giving this to me this quick. After making the Eagles my biggest bet of the year against the Dolphins, there's no way they were trying. Okay, just saying this get this out of the way. This is not going to be one of my biggest bets. Just getting that out of the way. So don't take that information, run with it, and then send me hate mail if it doesn't hit. Again, this is going to be a really good game. This is the first game since and forever that there's actually no excuses, because if you guys remember last year, we beat them when they had Cooper Rush. Yeah. They beat us when we had Gardner Minshew. There's no excuses now. Looks like Jalen Carter was a full participant in practice. A+ to there. I just don't know how you can't take the Eagles here,
bro.
I don't know.
You just can't, bro. And what makes it worse, they're in Philly, bro. They in Philly. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're automatic at home, but do you not understand? This is Cowboys week in Philadelphia at home. Both sides been chirping. After last week, Cowboys fans been chirping. They've been chirping only because they blew out the Rams last week. A very underwhelming Rams team last week. Anytime the Cowboys come off a win of a high like that, a win like that, and then you got the Eagles who honestly played down to the competition, to be honest with you, with the Commanders. standards. It was a tough game. We all kind of expected it, but to their standards, they shouldn't have been that close, honestly, in that regard.
But they always play the Commanders close.
Yeah, and
historical.
but yes, of course. That's historical. But what, 2.5 here in Philly? Oh, bro, give me that. You can sign me up for that. Now, granted, like I said, it's not my favorite play, but you can sign me up. Sign me up.
I gotta look into it more. I don't think it's so easy. That's what scared me. I don't think this is that easy.
Nah, yeah, okay. Okay, I'll give you that.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll dig into it some more. Let's move on to the Sunday night game. The Buffalo Bills traveling to Cincinnati. Cincinnati laying 2 points at home. Rightfully so. Joe Burrow looks like Joe Burrow again. This is an interesting one because everything is telling me you take the Bengals at home. They have the momentum, but I feel like these are the games that Josh Allen steps up for. I feel like these are the games that he goes out there and he makes the plays. He makes the throws. Obviously, laid an egg against the Patriots. That one did not see that coming, but I feel like this is the game that they've had circled. Like, I feel like this is the game the Bills are looking forward to. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Like, originally, I was on the Bengals, but I don't know. Like, this one, I'm just having a tough time reading it this early in the week. Do you have any early lean on it?
An early lean? You already know where I'm going to lean at with this, bro. Smoking Joe. You know I lean Smoking Joe, especially in the situation here. I get what you're saying though, too, because this is a Josh Allen step-up game. Josh Allen will fucking sell the bag, sell the coke against the Jets, will sell it against the Patriots, will sell it everybody in his division. But when it comes, literally, I think didn't they lose to every team in the division? Literally, right? They lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They lost to the Patriots, they lost to the Jets. The first,
yeah.
I'm right. Okay, yeah. They'll sell to anybody in the division. But man, when they play outside and they play them top teams, boy, yeah, he do turn it on. For some reason, that offense turns on. And I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. But I love the consistency that the Bengals offense has produced now. This Bengals team is now hitting a stride again. Once again, they started slow, but once they hit that bye week in that stride, they then took off. Joe Burrow looks completely healthy. I mean, like you said, we'll talk about it more. They're in Cincinnati. It's not like they're in Buffalo. If you want my honest opinion on it, if you do want to bet the Bills too, I mean, they got plus money at a money line. You might as well do a money line round robin with them in that. That's too much value. That's great value for that. But I gotta lean Bengals, bro. I gotta lean Bengals. I look more into it. I definitely look more into it, but I lean more Cincinnati.
This game, I think this is going to be a really entertaining game just because I feel like these teams aren't necessarily desperate, but this is a big game for them. Like, if the Bengals win, they go to 5-3 in the division. They'll, obviously the Ravens could go to 6-2. But like that's a big step. Or I think the Ravens could go to 7-2. Sorry, but they're playing catch up with the Ravens basically now. So the Browns are going to win. Steelers are favored. I don't know. It's a coin flip there. Not that the Steelers are any threat to win the division right now, but the Bengals kind of need this game because if they lose, they go to 4-4. On the flip side, if the Dolphins go out there and handle business and go to 7-2, and the Bills fall to 5-4, that's difficult. Like, that's difficult.
Yeah.
So obviously both of these teams are going to have a chip on their shoulder. They have some shit to play for. The Bengals have all the momentum right now, and that's why they seem like the right side, but something is just telling me don't count the Bills out. So I don't know. We'll look into this a little bit more. I've got to find something that makes me want to pick a side because right now I'm so torn. So definitely probably won't be a contest play. So we won't spend any more time on it.
If the Bills lose, kiss that division goodbye.
Exactly. Honestly. So both of these teams really want that game. So let's move on to the Monday night game. The Los Angeles Chargers are traveling to New York to face off Zach Wilson and the New York Jets. The Jets are 3.5-point home dogs. I know.
What's up,
what are we talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Jets. Like, bro, there's no way the Chargers are looking shitty all week. They win one game against the Bears, who have a child's secondary, and now the public's back all on them because of Justin Herbert looked good against the Bears. Give me a fucking break. Give me the Jets at home. I'll say it. I think the Jets win this game.
And Brandon Staley would be the number 2 head coach fired this coming year, huh? I mean, that would be crazy. The 3 coaches we talked about all year that were possibly supposed to get fired. So far, one of them's already gone. The next one's on his way. And you know what? If you want to be honest with you, can also throw a third one. Ron Rivera, he's not even in my dog pen anymore. That motherfucker's in the dirt. He's in the dirt. So he's next. But yeah, dude, like this screams Jets win. Chargers can't figure it out once again. and Brandon Staley got to go. I feel like this adds to the narrative. I don't even think it's just a competitive or a actually a good matchup. It's just you can feel it. Like there's no sense, like the Chargers have no sense of urgency or even being remotely close to being a winning team in this conference. It's honestly sad. And with the Jets defense coming off of a Jets team that come off of granted it was an ugly win, but a clutch win against the New York Giants, man, that defense showed out like they usually do. And honestly, they'll get after Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's going to be on these P's and Q's. And I can at least say this, Zach Wilson came up big when they needed it. So as crazy as that to say, Zach Wilson did come up big when they needed it. And you got to give him props for that. But yeah, you give me the hook on top of that too, plus 3.5. Oh yeah.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like the public
at home. Oh yeah.
The public. Let me just double check. Let me make sure I'm not just say you're blowing smoke up your guys' ass. The public's just got to be all over the Jet or all over the Chargers. Like, let me check.
What? You know that. I don't know why.
Wow.
What? Who?
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Obviously, the public's all over the Chargers money line, but surprisingly, the Jets are public on the spread. I did not see that coming.
Me neither. Okay, wow. Public. Let me know y'all starting to feel yourselves a little bit. That might be a little something. Who knows?
Okay. Again, I'm not going to let everybody else's opinion, deter my own reasoning, but I still like the Jets in the spot. I just think this game is going to be ugly. Like it's going to be an ugly game. I think there's going to be turnovers. This Chargers defense, like the rushing defense has been surprisingly good, but their secondary has been kind of non-existent. Like DJ Moore still got his, like Tyson Bagent. I mean, he's a D2 quarterback and he was getting the ball downfield. Like he was missing receivers, but receivers were getting open is what I wanted to see. Now, Zach Wilson isn't a massive upgrade, but he's been in the NFL. He's up to NFL speed. He knows what he's looking for. So, this is a prime time. It's probably going to go under. Again, an under fits your dog. Like dogs cover more times than not in an under. Of course, right. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know why the Jets are just yelling at me. Like, I could be dead wrong on this. I could be dead wrong. The Chargers go out there and just sweep the floor. The only thing I'm worried about is if the Chargers go up 14-0, the Jets can't play catch up.
Right.
So I really think this is going to be the Jets defense has to go out there and, they got to shut down Herbert the first half and give themselves a chance to start figuring out the offense. So who knows? I still like the Jets as a spot. This is definitely one we're going to dig into a little bit more before Friday. This could potentially be a contest play. I really think it's going to depend on the number 2. So if it's 3.5, obviously we're going to consider it. But if it's 2.5, don't even bother. So that's definitely one that we're going to look at a little bit more. So surprisingly, a lot of spots that, we definitely want to keep some eyes on. Obviously there's 16 games this week. Right. 15 excluding Thursday, but we've got a lot of options. There's some spots. Personally, I think my favorite right now might be the Browns.
Yeah.
And which sounds crazy because I don't like spreads that big.
Right.
But it just that one just doesn't feel right. Like it just feel I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong.
Let me add a little element to that Chargers and Jets game. Two things. Last time Zach Wilson played primetime on Monday Night Football, he beat Josh Allen. How the fuck did that happen? One. That's and right. Two, they're at home. This is not LA. It's cold out there. It is cold out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like New York, New Jersey. This time of year, it's cold. It's cold. So that's a whole different element to that game. Same thing with Jared Goff when he left the dome and went to Baltimore and played in that shit, that windy shit. Yeah, elements matter. So like I said, bro, we're gonna talk about that more.
Yeah, definitely. So that's all 16 games. Got a couple early leans. Obviously our finalized picks will be given out Friday or Saturday morning. So look for that episode Friday night, Saturday morning. Again, just to reiterate, if you guys are the new team that we should start hating on, feel free to DM us on Twitter and follow us. Stay up to date with the podcast at @ShredTheSpread_. Getting some great feedback, getting some awesome reviews. Definitely go on to Twitter, check us out. And if you're into TikTok, you can follow us on TikTok as well at @ShredTheSpread. This has been the Week 9 preview for the Shred the Spread podcast for myself, Dynel, and our awesome producer, Tyler. Thanks again for listening. Dynel, do you want to say anything to the fellas before we get out of here?
Oh, the only thing I want to say to this time, since it's preview Wednesday, get your shovels and dig with us, bro. Let's go. Let's go ahead and rock, baby. Let's dig for these spreads. Let's get this money.
Yes, sir. You heard it from the man himself. Again, this has been the Shred the Spread podcast, your Thursday preview. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, we'll see you.
Peace.